Hi, today we're going to talk a little bit about the My Friend activity badge for the Beavers. I'm going to talk a little bit about its requirements as well as ways you can link to other badges as well as the Chief Scout's Bronze Award. To start with, we have learn how to take care of an animal, learn when it needs food, etc. It's quite important to emphasize this part, as some people are scared of certain animals or perhaps have never had a pet or much interaction with animals in general. So making sure that they understand that animals aren't really out to hurt us. If anything, they're scared of humans, more scared than we are of them. That's quite an important lesson to learn early in life as possible. It may be the case if you are part of a scout group in a city, especially, that they may have not had much interaction with things like wild animals, sort of out in parks and forests and things like that, or by the seaside. Um, so making sure that we introduce beavers into sort of animals, it can help reduce any sort of missing education, let's say, in terms of animal welfare. Number two here, we have help to take care of the animal for 4 weeks. 4 weeks is quite an extended period of time. You can do something here where you keep a pet, perhaps of one of the sort of leaders, perhaps, or one of the beavers within the hut, and sort of rotate out between whoever's there on one night, feeding them that day. And of course, if you have cubs, scouts, explorers, etc., running on different nights of the week, then they can each feed the animal on their day. Obviously, really do this however you'd like to do. Obviously, as well, if a beaver has a pet at home, this would count as well. Additionally, if you find a way to humanely go out, perhaps as part of the Explore activity badge, and hunt for things like mini beasts, if you find an animal that can sort of be humanely kept by beavers for that extended period of time, that can be a very low stakes way of meeting this requirement. Otherwise, it really has to be your own discretion as to how you want to do this, or if you want to bend the rules a little bit here and think about reducing the time here from 4 weeks to something lesser. As you know, leaders, we have a little bit of leeway as to change requirements on badges, just a tad, as long as it's within the spirit of the award, let's say, of the badge. Moving on, we have the keep a note of how you looked after the animal for 4 weeks. Draw photographs, short sentences. Basically, just keep a log and keep evidence that the animal is well taken care of. It may be worth emphasizing to the parents of the beaver to make sure that they keep a close eye on how the beaver is doing with it. And finally, we have tell others in your lodge or colony about the animal. So obviously this can be something as simple as talking about a dog or a cat that the beaver's family has. But again, I'd say that be a little bit cognizant of the fact that a lot of people, for various different reasons, such as rent restrictions or just family dynamics, can't have a pet. I would not restrict this in a very large way to only people who have the privilege of being able to afford and keep a pet in the home. Um, as long as the spirit of the badge is met, I would advise you to award it because there's no reason not to. And obviously, it's more the spirit of making the beavers sort of reaffirm in their minds that they are a friend to animals. It's really about mindset rather than achievement on this particular badge, which isn't really something you'll hear me say a lot in terms of badges. I think that especially the higher awards in higher sections, it's very much to do with pushing yourself and making an achievement and actually meeting all the requirements legitimately, obviously. But I'd say with something as simple as a beaver activity badge like this one, and one that's more to do with just friendship than meeting a challenge, I'd say be a little bit more lenient with the requirements here than you would do with other badges. There's not much else to say in terms of how this can relate to other sort of activity badges. Although if they have an animal and they take photographs in particular, that would count towards the photographer activity badge if they take 10 or more and use that as part of their presentation at the end. So feel free to look into that and encourage them to do so. Looping to the Chief Scouts Bronze Award, it can potentially be the case that if they talk about or learn new facts about a particular animal that they may not have known before, that would count towards a My Skills Challenge Award, where they should try and learn 5 new facts essentially. So learning 5 new facts about an animal can be a very simple and easy way of going about that. Also, if you take care of an animal, I would say that counts towards the My World Challenge Award as well. One of the requirements there is to learn about the natural world. So learning about an animal and how to take care of an animal, I would say, would certainly count towards that. If they actually also really dedicate themselves to this and perhaps walk their dog or take care of their other pets consistently without much help from their parents, or however that manifests itself as a personal challenge to actually take care of this animal, I'd say that would count as a personal challenge for the Personal Challenge Award, which is part of the Chief Scouts Bronze Award. So if they take care of that animal successfully for 4 weeks, that would certainly meet the requirement as sort of the smallest time frame really for this would be 1 week is an example given for the Personal Challenge Award, where if they feed their pet every morning for a week, that would count. So I'd say that 4 weeks, or if you want to just reduce this down to 1 week full stop for both of these, I'd say that's fine, because obviously if it counts as a personal challenge to take care of a pet for 1 week, then this activity badge can't be 4 times as much as a personal challenge, right? Because otherwise this would be a challenge award all by itself, essentially. Other than this, there isn't many other ways you can really link it into the Chief Scouts Bronze Award. But hopefully that's been of use to you and that's given you some ideas about how to run this badge. Um, I'd say this is obviously very dependent on whether that person has an animal at home or not. And I would just say, if just to be aware of the fact that a lot of people can't have pets for various reasons, and to um, bend the rules a little bit on this one in particular about how you want to run this badge. Because again, it's more about mindset. And if you make the beavers know that they're a friend of animals, regardless of having done an extended period of time here, I think that the mindset of that is more important, as I mentioned, than the actual merit of having completed that achievement, right? Hopefully that makes sense, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.